My daughter was already missing. She had run away.
She was running away from home. She was going out, not telling us where she was or who she was with. We found out that she was doing drugs.
Out and out screaming, hitting, violence, destruction of our property.
My son, my 13-year-old son, has really, really bad problems with his temper and with his anger. He's threatened his siblings, he's threatened to hurt them, he's threatened to hurt himself.
My daughter was ditching school, she was getting poor grades, she was lying, looking me in the eyes and lying to me through her teeth. She was manipulating.
We had called the police out to the house several times.
Outrageous back talk, never listening, slamming doors, but verbally abusive to her family and parents.
Her anger, her uncontrollable behavior, she used to throw things. She would actually attack me.
He had an ounce of marijuana on him. He'd have a nervous breakdown, just a wreck. And my 14-year-old, she's actually repeating 8th grade because she cut school all the time.
Please showing up at your house because of your out-of-control teenage daughter is embarrassing. I was embarrassed. I felt humiliated.
I would dread coming home at night, just absolutely dread. And I would get in the driveway and I would sit in the van. I wouldn't come in.
I think we were just totally at a loss because, you know, one day she was this obedient child and the next day she's all of a sudden this monster that's living in our home.
There was a lot of anger, a sense of betrayal, that how could my daughter do this?
And I found myself not sleeping well in addition to all the other stress. So I was decompensating. It got to the point at times where I actually thought I had to be institutionalized because I was not handling life well.
You just get to the point where you don't even know what else to say, but you're restricted for the rest of your life.
By the time we get the child in juvenile court when they're teenagers, you know, they have no respect for their parents anymore.
When it's 2 a.m. and the teen is out of control, it's the patrol officer that gets the call. These problems are frustrating because when the parent calls, they expect us to fix the problem in 15 minutes that took 15 years to create.
The most frustrating thing, you know, being a vice principal is when you communicate with parents and many times, you know, their response is, it goes back on the child. Well, you know, he's like that, he's been like that.
As a family therapist, often parents bring in their defiant teenagers for counseling. It's not counseling that's needed, but a skill-building program for the parents.
There are certain sets of skills, etc., that if you could develop those, you will likely keep your child out of our system. One is that you work on develop and honing the parenting skills, that you accept your role as a parent instead of a friend, and that you follow through with any consequences promised or threatened.
After my agency implemented the Parent Project, we went back and compared the calls for service before the Parent Project and after graduation. In 6 months prior to the Parent Project, 15 families generated 87 calls for service. 6 months after the Parent Project, same 15 families only generated 4 calls for service. The big message here is what the patrol officer has known all along, because in 87 trips, we didn't solve the problem. But you give the parents the right tools, the parents solve the problem.
Very influential in how we conduct parenting in our home. We're on the same page now, whereas before it was his and mine sometimes didn't match up, and it allowed my daughter to feed off of that.
And her grades have improved considerably. She went from C's and D's, and now she's in honors classes getting straight A's.
We go out to dinner, just her and I. We sit next to each other. You know, she'll sit down and watch a movie with me.
When I went in there to figure out how I was going to change my child, the biggest surprise to me and the biggest delight in the whole thing was how I changed me.
It's the whole family that every member of the family had a stake in our daughter's future, that we all had to change.
I think the kids know now that I mean business, so the parent projects really helped them to know things were just so different when they came home for the summer. They're just like, wow, who's this lady, you know?
If there were ever to be a manual for parenting, or a class, a basic class for parenting, the parent project could be it.
I thought it was going to be a parent therapy session. It's not. It's a class. It's an actual class. It helps you learn helps you with tools that you can apply towards your child that aren't difficult. It works.
Well, there's peace again. There is peace in my family again.
I feel empowered, really, in a big way.
I think it really helped save our marriage, to tell you the truth. I just didn't feel there was any hope for us prior to the Parent Project program.
The Parent Project is like swimming lessons for those parents who are drowning.
Being able to refer a parent to the Parent Project is giving them solutions, not suggestions.
Hi, this is Ralph Fry, co-author of the Parent Project. I wish I had a dime for every time I heard a parent say, "I've tried everything, nothing works with my kid." In order for any parent training course to be successful, it must meet the immediate needs of moms and dads. And who knows better than moms and dads exactly what those needs are? The Parent Project was developed by parents with difficult or out-of-control adolescent children. Well over 100,000 parents have taken this course nationwide. We listened carefully to each of them and developed concrete answers to every question they asked. I strongly urge you to give the Parent Project a try. After all, it was created by parents just like you.